Hello, everyone. My name is Carly Heath, and I'm going to be your teacher for the next duration of the term. And we're going to make some exciting art together. I first wanted to start off with showing you some websites and resources that you can go to better improve your art. So I'm going to be showing you that in just a moment, but I really want to encourage you all to start this class kind of understanding the concept of concept art. So concept art is not about copying a photo or copying a reference. Concept art is about coming up with an original idea in your head and then finding references to help you draw that thing. And I know that's kind of a little bit of a confusing idea because, one, I'm going to tell you again and again, you can't draw without a reference, okay? Many artists, you know, maybe when they're practicing for 20 years or so, by the way, that's my dog back there. They will eventually get to a point where they can draw something that's just in their head without a reference. But to get to that point takes a lot of practice, and even artists like that who can just draw something straight from their head, they're not going to be able to draw everything straight from their head. If they're asked to design a dinosaur creature, they're probably going to need to find some references in order to draw something that's that complex. But that said, whether you are in the life drawing class or the character and object design class, you will be coming up with a concept and then finding references to help you draw that concept, okay? So that is a really important idea I want to stress for you all today. Now, I'm gonna venture over to my browser and show you all some important websites. One, this first one that popped up, that's my portfolio. So you can check out the kind of work that I do. And I'm one of those artists who I can draw horses from my head, and I can draw like humans from my head. Not every pose, but like if I kind of have an easy pose where it's just someone like running or sitting, I can draw that. But more complicated poses, like this person on a horse drawn from a low angle, definitely found a lot of references. Found a reference for a head at a low angle, foot at a low angle, and then kind of a sitting pose. And then as much as I can draw horses from my head, I needed to find a low angle shot of a horse. And so this was actually referenced from an old J.C. Leyendecker painting that's actually on my wall back there, this one right there, of an Indian on a horse. And it's you can kind of see I kind of got the lighting and a little bit of kind of that basic low angle, but my horse is galloping. So I combined references. I found that J.C. Leyendecker reference, and then I found a separate reference of a horse galloping so that I can match that. Okay, so references, combining references. So you guys can check out my website, carlylyn.artworkfolio.com, and then I'm gonna venture over to YouTube really quick and show you some amazing resources on YouTube. And the first is Bobby Chiu, who's an amazing concept artist and a really good one to follow. And I would say that he has tons of videos, tons of interviews with artists. But what you will find really useful, I think, for whether you're in the character and object design class or the life drawing class, check out his Create Creatures Like Bobby Chiu in Photoshop video. It's over an hour long, And he goes through his process for coming up with references. And I don't really feel like playing the ad that comes before it, but you can find that. The title of the video is Create Creatures Like Bobby Chew in Photoshop, and it's on the Imagine FX channel. Then another really great channel that I want you to all check out, and periodically I'll share a few videos from him because he's so good. Draw with Jazza has drawing tutorials on pretty much anything that you will need to draw, whether it is character turnarounds, or whether it's line weight, or cell shading, or hand poses, or dynamic low angle poses. He has a tutorial showing you how to do that. So definitely check out his channel. And then PsychRes channel is great for especially my life drawing students, because oh my gosh, so many great tutorials on here. One that is on his channel, though, when you go to either videos or playlists, is this video on one construction drawing. So I often share that one because it's really good. And another video on drawing foreshortened characters, or figures that are foreshortened. And then CG Society. This is a website, not a YouTube channel. CG Society is just so many great resources. One, it's really important to go there to see the quality of work that you are going to be competing against when you go for jobs out there. My portfolio is on here. And so if you search Carly Lynn on here, you can find my portfolio. But go to the forums, browse the portfolios of the various CG Society members, just to kind of get an idea of what's expected in the industry. And there's also, if you join, there's a job board as well, so you can kind of get a taste of what jobs are out there. And then Pinterest. I can't tell you, I think Pinterest is probably the most important website there is for artists. Every time I start a project, whether it's an illustration project or a personal project, I make a Pinterest board for it. And I also just have Pinterest boards for just general inspiration, like hand poses or figure poses. And so if I'm coming up with a character, I go on Pinterest, I make a Pinterest board for that character, using, finding resources on here. So I'll do a search for, you can just do a generic search like this for figure drawing and see some, if you find a really interesting approach to figure drawing, you can pin it to your board. Or if you find interesting poses, you can use those poses for your characters. But you can also do searches for things like hand poses. And guys, hands are hard. Hands and feet are so hard. So I never, when I'm doing like a little gestural drawing, I'll just draw a finger or like a hand, that's like unfinished. But if I'm drawing like an actual character, I am going to refer to something like this, where it's a photo or a drawing of a hand, so I can reference it as I'm doing my own. Okay, so hand poses, you can do a search for things like, character poses or character pose reference, and, use those as you're kind of coming up with inspiration for character poses. And then the designinspiration.com. This is a good website to visit every day. If you go to the illustration art section, you can find, just take a look at just what illustrators and concept artists and artists are making right now. And lastly, when you see an artist that you really like and their style resonates with you, follow them on Twitter, follow them on Facebook, follow them on DeviantArt or Behance. And, and also, feel free to reference their work as you're drawing, because obviously there's something in the work that speaks to you. So reference it so that and obviously you're not going to copy someone else's work, but reference it in your sketchbook as you're developing your style. And then you'll start to kind of connect with the elements and the design styles that kind of speak with you. And and you'll be able to kind of start to develop your own style, because style is really, really important for an artist. Okay, so I hope that little introduction was helpful. I am so looking forward to meeting all of you, and I'm so looking forward to helping you make your work all that it can be. I know you're going to do some fantastic stuff, but understand drawing is a process. You're not going to instantly come up with, amazing work after only a 6-week class. So, but if it's your passion, if it's something that you love, and if you absolutely love drawing every day, you will, by all means, continue to improve and eventually get to the level that you want to be at. Okay, feel free to reach out anytime you need anything. And remember, I'm here for you. Dog.